welcome back to Mashup, the show that showcases Melbourne. I'm Ariel.
And I'm Scott, and apparently we also showcase livestock. Why are you dressed like a cow?
Well, the same could be said for you, Scott.
I'm not a cow. Oh.
You are a giraffe
I
of
am
sorts.
in a onesie. This suddenly happened. I don't even know how or where or why.
I believe we promised a few times to our audience of Mashup that we would dress up for them, and this is what we've come up with.
No, I don't really consider a onesie a costume. I think it's called a onesie, you know, not only because it's one piece, but you wear it once.
I don't know, I've seen some fairly inventive onesie costumes
have you
myself.
just?
Yes, I have.
You're a huge animation fan, so I assume the ones that you like and are impressed by are from, like, Pixar animations?
Perhaps.
Perhaps. Picked it.
I know you would. Well, we've also got, 4 stories for you tonight.
We have so much going on today. We're going to be looking at some fashion stories and also some musicians as well.
Some really good ones too.
A little bit of gift, because it is our second last show.
It is, and we thought we'd gift each other with some stories.
So some fashion for you, some music for me, but Christmas is coming up.
I know,
so
oh my gosh.
So we're going to get in early with our presents for each other.
Most definitely.
First up?
I believe that we've got, one about a local Melbourne musician, and then we've also got the caning.
Yeah, that's right. But now we're going to be taking a look at the magazine
Get Damed.
My magazine's called Dames and it is an avant-garde art magazine, and I find artists to help bring and collaborate that story to life. And I work really hard and I keep it secret for a long time because there's so much detail involved that I decided for a celebrative launch for it. And everyone comes and they get to have their own little creative input. They get to dress up, they get to get their photo taken, they get to be a part of the opulence. So I like to throw an event where everyone can come and bring their creativity, whether they have, a useful skill or not, and put it into a medium, rather than having to think, I'm not good enough for a magazine, or I have no artistic skill. Just their presence is an artistic skill in itself. Okay, so yeah, Damed is a highly stylized magazine in its concept because it's about imagination and about other worlds. I conceptualize the details of every photo shoot, and the ones that are, for example, in Damed 02 and 03, you've got the Zodiacs. That's 12 photo shoots. That's 12 concepts that I planned out inside every detail and found all the artists, models for, and photographed myself, did the hair and makeup.
I'm a fashion designer, so I designed several of the outfits worn by models in the magazine. Yeah, I've made several of the dresses that are people are wearing here today, and menswear as well. I also made Mad Dame's dress herself for the launch party today, so that was a lot of fun and very special.
I photographed and conceptualized and involved over 100 artists, plus all the people that submitted their art.
I love it. I do. I mean, Jess is the kind of person that, and her art too, it's something that you really want to surround yourself with.
Mad Dame was looking for a contortionist with red hair, and here I am. And I was just lucky enough to bring an aerial hoop with me and put on a pair of crab claws.
I wrote this article for Dames magazine. My article is about creative energy and exploring the transcendental nature of being in the flow of creation. Kind of a spiritual exploration on creativity and what inspires us and how this can change the direction of your life.
It's just all about sharing. I've built the platform for people to bring together. There's no reason why you can't get inspired by other people. And I aim to inspire. I aim to build the template, aka the magazine, for the launch party, for anyone to come get inspired.
Mad Dame is crazy, and that's why I love her. And I love her art, and I love seeing her grow, and I think it's very powerful. Mad Dame is incredibly talented. Everything she touches is magic.
That was Get Damed. Now, I'm wondering, Ariel, what sort of magazines do you read? Because Australia actually has one of the highest rates of magazine readership in the world.
Really?
Yes. So are you a reader of magazines?
I don't fall within that percentage.
You don't?
No, I don't read magazines at all.
Can you read? Can cows read?
Is reading magazines reading is the
Livestock
question.
Weekly. Yes,
I do.
it is.
I read books.
Oh, I see.
Yes. From the library even. Remember the library people?
I know, actually, I was talking to someone the other day and they said, I've got some books from the library that I'm reading through. I'm like,
yep.
Wow.
I even set off one of the alarms at a store by going through with a library book. Yeah.
I see.
Who would have thought?
Well, I'm a big foodie, which I'm sure I've said many times on this show before.
So you read food magazines?
I love food magazines. Delicious magazines.
What about like music magazines as well? Do you get into any of that?
I do. I read a lot of music news online, actually. Occasionally a music magazine.
Well, I do have a little bit of a surprise for you with our next
you know
story.
I hate surprises.
I know, but too bad,
Actually,
too sad.
surprises.
We've got a local Melbourne musician to have a little look at.
Oh, I'm keen to find out some more.
We'll check it out.
So I started playing music, I guess, in primary school. I was always singing. And I just fell in love with singing from a young age. Feel the moonlight shine on my back tonight. A year after I left high school, I told myself I'm going to teach myself how to play the guitar. And so slowly I started playing, and then he forced me to do an open mic night that he was working at a bar at the time. This Indian guru man who was on top of this mountain, he kind of told me that music was something that I should be doing. Yeah, you're right, this is what I should be doing. A quick journey.
My dad was a muso, and so I sort of grew up with guitars just lying around the place. Boarding school from the age of 14 to 18, so didn't have a lot to do at school apart from play computer games and play guitars. The guitar became something that I could rely on and something that I could trust. And you sort of step into adulthood and you step away from the school system, especially the boarding school system, and you don't really know where you fit into society. We get asked that a lot, family and friends and all of that. I'll say you're working full-time as a musician, but being a full-time musician means you've got a lot of free time, really.
And a lot of solitude time.
Yeah, but I think that's also part of it. That's also part of the creative process. Yeah, so you just play a bit, then you go make a coffee, then you call a friend.
Depends what your definition of working is. It's our main focus, so everything we do is filtering through the music.
It's been less about trying to create a replacement for traditional employment and more about creating a lifestyle. Those lines begin to become blurred. So you're not really sure whether you're working or whether you're just living. I mean, our parents are pretty supportive. This thing, I think it's more society rather than
I think it's a societal thing for sure.
This is the first year for me in about 10 years that I haven't been gigging a lot, and because I've been able to sort of delve into what I actually want to be getting out of my music, because there comes a point where you start to question whether you are being rewarded, whether it is actually nurturing you as an individual to be playing music. More of a sort of personal reflection time that's manifested itself through the music. Part of what I've been actually working on is really reconciling with myself what it means to be musical, like actually means something to me as an individual, not like the bullshit about wanting to send a message out into the world, but more just what do I want to say to myself. I pretty much stand in front of the mirror every day and talk
I was actually thinking. I think it's human nature to have questions and question yourself. Or I won't be able to write a song for some reason. They work if I just sit there and like force myself to do it, because it's not coming from like a pure place. You're always going to have some form of inspiration come through. It could be completely random, but those creative blocks don't last. It's just a phase and you can move through it. But yeah, it's good having someone else to talk to about it.
Yeah, I don't know what to add to that. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Good food helps.
Food. Yeah.
See, I coped with that surprise.
You did. Rather well,
Thank
actually. You're more than welcome.
More than welcome, and I have many surprises coming up for you later in the show.
I like surprises. I'm a liker of surprises.
I don't know why.
I'm excited. Oh, come on. They're good.
No surprises.
Really? Have you had a bad surprise experience?
Not that I can remember. I've probably blacked it from my mind.
Ah, I see.
Maybe
well,
at some
maybe we've
point.
changed that for you then.
Maybe you have.
I like to think so. Well, we should head off to a break and we'll see you when you get back.
Welcome back to Mashup. I'm Scott and I'm dressed as a giraffe.
And I am Ariel as a spotty cow.
You are. It's actually quite cute.
It really
It
is.
looks quite comfy. You look like you're wearing a towel.
Ridiculously comfortable. Mine's more comfortable than yours, I believe. Hello.
Is it velvet?
It's, I don't know. I forget what it's called, but it's really soft.
Sure. Very nice. Well, mine's very comfortable as well. Now, Ariel, you gave me a gift before, the gift of the introduction to another Melbourne musician. But now I have one for you.
Woo!
Let's have a look.
Hi, I'm Pauline. I'm the assistant principal at North Fitzroy. Today is our fabulous annual fete. It is huge.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say.
It's obviously a nice day for all parents and students to mix together and have a bit of fun for a good cause at school.
Oh, the vibe's been absolutely fantastic, and I think we're so happy. The sun's out now.
I love everything. I love the rides. I love the food. Same.
They love everything. The lolly stall, the music, busking, so they can participate. I think also seeing the school in a completely different way is very good for the kids.
It's a family event, but yeah, like I'm 20 and I'm still coming, so
it's good because like you can see all your friends so small fact that you can always find your friends.
This is my 8th year running the school fete, and it has sort of grown in the last 2 years to a certain stage and sort of stayed at that stage, and now it's just getting, the atmosphere is getting better and it's getting easier to run and easier to manage.
This is my 2nd year. Yeah, I'm quite the fan of the music.
Look, it's respected by the whole community. People who've had their kids go through here all respect it as the North Fitzroy Primary School fete. And so everyone's sort of a bit protective of it and a bit protective of the kids.
It gets better and better every year.
Yeah, I went on Bad Boys 2, believe it or not. It was fun.
It's a ride where you sit down and it goes like that in a circle and then it goes back the other way.
I got my face painted. I'm supposed to be a fairy.
I mean, what's wonderful is that you have the families from the school, but what you also get is the community coming as well, either donating. We get neighbours, people who are grandparents whose children came to the school many years ago, and they now come and still drop off plants, they drop off flowers. So it's a great way to meet new parents.
I used to come here a lot before I was a parent because I live locally, so always, have a look.
We always hear the kids screaming, so we know it's time to come down here.
Bring me down, can't none bring me down. The love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, clap along if you feel like a
Actually, my favourite thing, because I've been here for so long, about 20 years, is seeing everyone come back and say good day.
My son's in grade 4. I've met parents with children in prep and grade 1 who are enthused and excited. It's maybe their first fete.
All the teachers help out on the day. The principal, obviously, the office staff, we all donate our time. So it really is a big community effort.
It's a fantastic area. It's wonderful to live here. And the school is lovely.
One of the nice things for the kids to actually see that if you fundraise and make a little bit of money, you can put something back into the school for them.
I know, that would
Maybe
be lovely.
you can wear that for our finale episode.
Oh, perhaps. Who knows?
Because we are out of
We'll see.
here.
Yeah,
That's
I
it for
know.
us.
Sad.
The end of Mashed Up Season 3.
Who would have... No, it happened too quickly. Much too quickly.
It did. Like
Oh.
us going to a break. We'll see you right after it.
and welcome back to Mashup. I'm Ariel.
And I'm Scott. Now, Ariel, I gave you a surprise before, the gift of being introduced to Deng and Mayum.
I know.
What have you got for
Really
me?
lovely. Next up...
Because I want a present, damn it.
I know.
I want a present.
So
It's Christmas
demanding.
in the next couple of weeks.
To be part of your family during Christmas is a bit hard, I believe. Well, next up, we're going to be looking at a local musician.
Yes, another local musician.
Underground rock star, I believe. Austin.
Austin.
From the Caning. Should be very interesting.
I'm keen to find out more.
I know. Surprise. Let's have a look.
My name's Austin. I'm with a band called The Caning, and what we are is we're a retro heavy rock band. The kind of music that's our main influence is I guess, what was called heavy metal in the early 70s, so the heavy rock bands of that era. And there's a couple of things that we like about those bands, that elements that we're trying to recreate. One is obviously there's really big riffs, prominent, strong riffs in all of the music. Into the fire! The other thing is that most of those bands are musically quite adventurous. There probably wasn't such a line between straight-ahead rock and progressive rock back in those days, and so that describes us a little bit as well. We lean into progressive rock without actually being a progressive rock band. And I guess we're tending to be a bit of a musos band, which is something else that those bands were back in the day as well. So our current lineup's been together for about 2 years. We've got Gavin on bass. He's been on since about May 2012. Gavin's the baby of the band, so he's quite a bit younger than us. It's a really natural fit to have him in the band. Trevor came on board on drums a couple of months after that, and Trevor on drums is probably about halfway between. Trevor's probably a little bit more eclectic than the rest of us. Well, for a start, he's the guy with the dreadlocks, so you know who Trevor is if you see a picture of us. He's really kind of got that style, and that's obviously a crucial element. So that was pretty much the nucleus of the current lineup, and Tony joined on guitar about 9 months later. Once Tony was there, it became clear that we had a committed unit, we had good chemistry, and we had a good batch of songs. And it's about having that classic rock sound, but being able to take it musically in directions that maybe it hasn't been taken before. Carnival magician, rockers wait, stage coming. It's a really exciting time for rock and roll in Melbourne at the moment. There is a real resurgence of organic riff-based rock. It's really sort of 2014 has become kind of the return of the riff, and there is a real surge, and it's exciting to see that happening. And we certainly feel like that's something that we fit into. So it's great. It's great to see all the bands that are out there to talk about what's happening and to kind of be part of this movement.
Thanks a lot, guys. Hope to see you again. Good night.
I reckon I've nailed that too.
Thank Thank you very
And
much,
how
Ariel.
did you like them apples?
How did I'm very happy. That was a very nice present for me.
Yeah, good.
Very
Hurrah!
talented guy, Austin is.
Yeah, he is, isn't he?
He is. Now, Ariel, it's our second last episode. This is it.
You're not allowed to tell me things like that. I was under the impression it would never end.
We get evicted from television next week.
No eviction.
Possibly never able to return. You're gonna put our torch out. Getting kicked out of our house, Ariel.
No, you probably see us around the traps.
One would hope.
Yes, one would hope.
Now, don't forget to watch us next week, of course, but you can always watch our episodes back online on YouTube. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Just look up Mash Up Melbourne. That's right.
That's so right, Scott.
That's so right.
And next week we're going to be having a look at the best of mashup, so you'll have to stick around for that too.
Yeah, so if you've seen any stories that you liked, you might be seeing them again, because we're going to be showing our best of.
Yes. Yes. Very best.
You're going to be dressed in costumes for that?
I don't know, actually. Maybe Batman! Yeah, we can surprise our viewers with a little bit of another... Oh, perhaps, yes. Inside jokes, so you have to have been watching to understand what we're talking about.
We reward even repeat viewing. That's right.
Well, to take us out, this week we have Lace and Whiskey performing It's Alive.
That's right.
We'll catch you next week.
Bye, guys.
Our